how I mix guitars for tone and clarity. So now I've got the guitars organized, phase aligned, I've got the notching done, I've got the filtering done. I can start to think about tone, where they sit in the mix, and what the best part of each guitar's tone is. So let's have a little scan of the solo and see what's happening. We've got 3 stacked parts. We've got the main rhythms, we've got a solo, and we got a synth guitar part. I don't know what that is. It's definitely a guitar though. So essentially what we've got, jangly, fizzy, and then like kind of like honky, old school kind of tone. So we're definitely going to need the solo to poke out on top of everything. We're definitely going to need the fizzy guitar parts to sort of provide that heft and width to the mix, and then the jangly ones are providing all the rhythm. So we can kind of think about the different frequencies in the spectrum to get them to cut through. I've loaded an API style plugin on each of the guitars. What's really cool about using an EQ with fixed frequencies is it kind of makes you choose, right? It makes you make a decision. And the way that I think about frequency, jangly is like 2 to 3K, fizzy is like 4K, that nah, shred, solo, old school thing, that's like 1.5K to me. So there you got like 3 different frequencies in which you can make all of the guitars poke out of the mix. Jangly, which we said is at like 2.5K. So let's turn this off. This is a shelf, find 2.5K and boost some until it sounds good and not too bad. 2 dB sounds a bit subtle, 6 dB starts sounding a bit too harsh, so 4 dB, easy decisions. Maybe we can see if there's a little bit of mud we can tuck in, maybe something around, I don't know, 400 hertz seems to be a common place for me on guitars. Taking away 4 dB at 400 hertz really allows the jangly stuff to cut through a lot. I'm going to err on the side of caution and just take away 2 dB for now. 4 did maybe feel a bit too much. We can come and take more out later if we need to. And let's bump up the low end as well. Let's try something just below 200 hertz. 180 or 150 hertz might work on this. These sort of more like analog style EQs tend to have broader cues. So if I'm picking up 240 hertz, which is where the part might be centered, I'll actually be lifting a lot of like 300, 350 as well. I really like the heft you get with boosting 4 dB at 150, so that's what I'm going to do in it. Maybe we could look at taking away some 1.5K because we're going to boost that somewhere else later. I don't want to destroy this tone, so I'll try it. If I think it sounds good, I might leave it in. If I don't think it sounds good, I will definitely not do it, right? So that totally kills it. Cool, so now we can actually add in a little bit more 2.5K. Let's turn this EQ on and off and just see if we've made the guitar sound rubbish. Excellent, sounds well good now. The way that an API EQ works without getting into it too much is that the more you boost, the more narrow the Q gets. Yeah, it sounds great. Let's do the synth guitars. Again, let's see if we take away some jangle. That definitely helps. Let's see where the low end is on these. There's a lot of weight there, potentially a little bit muddy. So let's just try a small boost there. That sounds good. I'm going to try and take out a little bit of 300 or 200 to leave room for the other guitar's low end. That sounds really good to me. So let's A/B that before and after. Before. After. Before. After. Now we can do the solo. I think we need a lot more top end on this solo. I'm going to leave this top band as a shelf. On the other EQs, I was turning it off, so it's just a bell. Let's A/B that before. After. Before. After. Cool, so let's A/B all of those changes on just the tone EQ. I'm not going to say before and after, just in case people find that too distracting. So you have to watch the screen for this or use your ears. Maybe these fizzy ones are getting a bit lost. I'm going to take the solo out just so we can compare the fizzy ones compared to the jangly ones. Maybe it's just a balance thing. Let's get them closer in balance. Yeah, that works. So rather than just changing the EQ and stuff, just use the volume fader. It's a bit easier, isn't it? That is tonal EQ on guitars for me. How I mix guitars with compression. And my dog is just super cute, obviously. No, you want to go? He wants to go for a